Bang, bang. All right, cool. Let me see. Let me get my camera. Da, 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 da. What's up, Johan, Jessica, Michael, Jason?
Yo, what's up, guys?
What's up, brother? How are you?
Right here, working away.
It's been a while since I hopped on one of these. How are you guys?
Who said that?
Jason.
What's cracking, dude? Is this Jason Kang or who is this?
Yeah, Jason Kang.
What's up, brother? I love Naruto, bro. Somehow. Ow,
What's
whatever.
that? There you go. Chidori.
Yeah, dude, I like to run like those fools. That's how I naturally run now. Run to the grocery store, run down the aisle like that.
That's the only way I run.
That new Dragon Ball Z movie coming out though.
Oh, really? There's a new one? Dude, Dragon Ball Z was the shit growing up at our age, Johan. That was the best one right there. I was trying to get into this. I'm gonna be on a live podcast being interviewed tomorrow, but it was for sub 2. I was trying to see if they're gonna allow the powerhouse to come in, but only sub 2 students. I'll try to sneak the recordings to you guys.
Oh fuck.
It ain't nothing new though. It's just basically they're gonna ask me how I leveraged myself and how I started and built my business for free. And same thing I've already explained to you guys. You guys already know me, so nothing really new for you guys.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see. What's up, Randy?
Turn my camera on.
Yeah. Should you guys just have any like general questions about your business or maybe acquisitions, a strategy you need a little bit of help with? Maybe we don't have to roll into role play right away. Like I was saying that lately, I wanted to bring in some more value. So if there's a way I can show you guys some strategies or how I think, maybe we can implement that in some of this. So you guys can start looking at. I talk to a lot of sub 2 students and other creative finance people who perform or who are close to performing. And I still notice that a lot of people forget to factor in lenders, how to return the lender's money back in the time frame. There's a lot of things happening in place that people are forgetting. And I've put myself in opportunities to have how to use lenders and how to find ways to exit the lender as well in the time frame while still holding the property. And so if you guys haven't gotten to that part, is there maybe any questions I can help you out with? Do you guys want me to run a scenario on one of my live deals or something?
Yeah, I'd like to check.
That sounds good.
I like to do wraps. So I like to do short-term rentals. And I like to do wraps. And so for like a short-term rental, I like to make like a minimum $2,000 net. Everybody's a little bit different. I know Pace likes using that 2,000 minimum. I like that too. I want a bigger spread if I'm gonna do short-term rental. But that's not really the strategy I'm gonna talk about today. I'm just really talking about like how you exit like lenders or how to do a wrap, I guess, is what I'm really excited about doing, like week in and week out. So you can hold the wrap. When you hold the wrap, like you hold the note, you're not the owner of the home anymore. So over time, you don't get that appreciation and you don't get the tax incentives on the depreciation, but you do get the cash flow. I was explaining this the other day that what I really like about a wrap over seller finance or like sub 2 is that in a scenario where, let's say that you have this property and maybe the numbers are a little bit too tight. You're like, damn, I can't really cash flow. I'm only cash flowing 300, but am I really netting 300 because I have to have a war chest for if a rainy day were to happen, I have to spend some money. And so this is what I realized, that on a wrap, you can typically sell the wrap at ten to $20,000 over the ARV price because you're gonna sell or finance it. You can ask around $200 more than the market rent because you're gonna sell or finance it. You're most likely gonna wrap a higher interest rate that it was given to you. And so what a wrap is basically a homeowner is gonna sell or finance you their home, and then you're gonna do the same thing to another home buyer, but maxing out everything else, the interest rate, the purchase price, and the payment. Now, like I said, the only difference is you don't own it no more. So you're not gaining the appreciation or depreciation. But the cool thing is your gross becomes your net, that full amount of money per month on the wrap. That's all you, because you're no longer liable to the property. So you don't have to, take care of a broken door or a broken toilet. You don't have to, you don't have to take care of on a rainy day, what happens? You're holding the note, so you don't own it no more. It's like if you're financing a car, like you're Wells Fargo, and you're lending the money for them to finance a car. I mean, they're liable to like a car accident or the change of tires or oil. Same thing right here. What I like about the wraps. And so here's like a scenario how I like to purchase properties. You can turn little deals into bigger deals. I wasn't able to see much in certain deals when I looked at them as seller finance and sub twos. I couldn't really see too much profit until I started working with somebody and he started teaching me wraps and why he liked them. And so like, here's a scenario how I'm going to use a lender in this deal. And I'll break it down to you guys on what we're going to sell it for and how we're going to make our money. And if I knew a little bit earlier, like that I can go in and find a homestead buyer within like 30 days of close, that I could have assigned it to a homestead buyer and then skipped out the lender on this deal. And I could have netted really more money than I would have if I didn't use a lender. But this is how I use this is how I got this deal and how I'm gonna input like the numbers I need for it to fund, and I'm gonna input like what I got a lender in there for, what I'm gonna pay them, and how I'm gonna exit and still make profit with a partner in the deal. And so I got this property on sub 2. It's really like a little bit of hybrid, but the money down is going to clear out his equity. So it's really a sub 2 deal at the close of escrow. I'm taking over this property, 79,000. This is one of the properties of the 6 that I have sitting in escrow right now. It's the first one we closed on it on Monday. $79,000 is the sub 2 price, is the mortgage. There's going to be $9,000 due at close, and that's going to be their actual equity, their balance or whatever. They're going to pay them off their equity. I'm going to clear them out on, and they have a pretty high interest rate, 9.15%, and they have a monthly payment of $957. So essentially, when you wrap a deal, what you do is you take the terms that were just given, you wrap yours on top, and then you sell that note, that additional equity, not the note, sorry. You sell the home and you carry the note in second position on the additional equity from what's locked up to you at, so what you're selling it to another homestead buyer for. And so in this point, remember the mortgage is just 79. The 9,000, I'm going to have somebody take care of it, whether it be the homestead buyer or a lender. So I'm not financing 79. I'm not financing the 9,000 that I need to give down. I'm financing 79,000. $9,000 is what's due at close. Plus we have $3,000 in arrears. There's $12,000 right there. I need a little bit of paint, I need some panels in the home, and then I need closing costs. I need around $17,500 to fund this deal. That's what I got a lender in place on the deal right now, sitting in third position on the lien on the property for $17,500. We came to an agreement. They were a little bit experienced on the lending. They weren't a Gator lender. They weren't a private money lender, but they were in between a Gator and a private money lender. And we came to an agreement of $5,750 plus they pulled a HELOC. And so I'm going to pay those fees, which are $350. It comes out to $6,100, and that total is $23,600. So that's going to be the amount I'm going to be paying back the lender plus their commission on top. So what I've done now is I've wrapped my terms. This could be sold for around 120, 130. Well, remember, you're going to sell it, finance it, so you can mark up the price 10 to 20 grand. We have it for 140. We have about 6 people in line ready to to go and walk this property. Now, a homestead buyer could be anybody, basically anybody who couldn't, get approved for a mortgage, but still could be somebody who makes good money and maybe just had a little mistake on the credit, right? And what I mean is, you could be a car salesman or a doctor or a nurse and just switch your job within the last 6 to 10 months. You still be making 6 figures a year, but you don't have 2 years of proof of that employment. And so that's a big reason why some people end up switching and they can't get the home that they want at that moment, that they need a house or whatever, because a bank requires 2 years of employment status. And if you don't have it, then you're not gonna get a mortgage, right? And so there are plenty of homeowners or people out there that have money down, that make good income between the spouse and them. And there's an RMLO. It's a way that you vet these buyers so you're ethical and not just throwing in somebody in there that can possibly default on you. Because the same thing, since we're wrapping it, if they fail to perform on the mortgage, then we get that opportunity to take back the property, all the money they gave us down, and every payment they made to us. And so we have this for 140. We have about 6 people interested. We have it listed for $15,000 down. Now at this point, if I was a little bit more seasoned like I am right now, just 30 days ago when I got this, the $15,000 down, and I had the $3,000 in arrears. In reality, the $9,000 and $3,000, and I could have basically got this buyer that we have now, 6 people that are open to doing this. Could have found one from the first day to the day of close. Could have found one to have put in there, ready renovated it, put him in there. So at the close of escrow, he then paid the 15 grand. So then it clears out the 9 grand to the seller, the 3,000 in arrears, maybe the paint or something. And then I only have to owe the difference of $2,500 that I could have pulled out of my pocket. And I could have then saved the 6,100 minus the 2,500. I could have truly netted like another 3,600 bucks in here, but it's okay. It's all good. Minus the 17.5, right? So I'm at 140 and I asked for $15,000 down. So I have a remaining balance of $125,000 left on my note. I owe 79. The new homeowner owes 125. I now charge, a couple points on the interest, not too crazy. He's already at 9.15%. I charge 10.5%. Nothing too crazy, right? And even at the payment at $1,167, it's nothing too crazy. It's just $200 more. I have like 1.35% on top interest, and there's a spread from 79 125. Like the cool part. I got equity right there. So it's a deal that you can turn into a deal and just cash flow on, and just add that to your portfolio. So instead of walking away, you might as well just keep a deal. But this is where people forget, is like, if you're using the lender, how the hell am I supposed to pay that lender if there's only $200 spread? Or how am I supposed to pay this lender if this is a wrap? That means I just resold this to somebody else. And how am I supposed to pay this guy back? If I'm only making $200 a month, I owe them 23,600, and they're only giving me 6 years or 6 months or a year. How would I exit them? Even if I had enough spread, you have to ask yourself, how do I, if a lender, I can only find a lender to give me 6 months or 12 months, though my term was 7 years, how am I supposed to exit the lender? This is where a lot of people get stuck. How are you supposed to pay them back? How do they cash flow? The beautiful thing about private money lending is it's all negotiation. There's interest only, annualized, amortized, hard payments. You can make it where you structure where you can just balloon them all their interest as well, where you don't make any payments. And that's how I structured it on this deal. Came in here at 17.5. We negotiated back and forth on the return on their investment. And then what we did right here is I am now going to go to basically I'm going to explain to you how I'm exiting this to get my lender out, right? So, and right here I would be stuck, even though I'm like, hey, I like this deal, but I would be stuck because my lender would need to be cleared out, and I'm not making much money. Even if I get $200 a month for 12 months, it's $2,400. It doesn't pay out the $20,000 that I owe. So what happens is I then do something that's a little bit more advanced than just a wrap on this part. I then exit the wrap. Most people are like, how do you do that? Right? How do you exit the wrap if you're not the homeowner? Well, you can sell the note because the note's in your name, right? And so here's how I make money and exit on my lender. And this is what I love about doing this strategy. Not a lot of people know this strategy, so keep it for yourselves. This is real juice for you guys. So I'll explain it. So if you guys remember, I owe 79 and I had sold it for 140 with 15 down. Somebody owes me 125 and I owe somebody 79,000. Well, you like how you find end buyers to exit a wrap, you need to find a note buyer. Note buyers are willing to pay 88 to 90% of the note, I guess, price, like the note value, the face value of it. And so you think in simple numbers, right? We're going to sell it for 10% off, right? So at $125,000, you take away 10% of that is 12,500, take away 12,500, and I'm left with 112,500. So then I can sell this on a discount to a note buyer, so they pick up an additional 12,500 on that. So at this moment, if you find a note buyer, what happens is this note buyer gives you cash. He just cashed me $112,500. So with that 112,000, I go and clear out the $79,000, and I put the actual note buyer in first position now where he's sitting, because we cleared out the first position. And now that note buyer, he could be a doctor, right? Someone who wants to indirectly invest in real estate, could be a car salesman, somebody that has money, wants to invest, but doesn't have time to learn the strategies. Buys this note. Well, if you remember, the note's at $125,000 at 10.5% with 1,167. That guy's making a killer deal now. The actual note buyer, he got a stupid deal. It's 10.5 on the interest rate, 1,167 bucks a month. Now that's a great deal to the note buyer. So I'll break it down from right here. At 125, I go ahead and pay off the $79,000 that I owe. I'm left with $33,500. And if you remember, I had gotten $15,000 down at the close of escrow from the homeowner. So in this deal that we bought for 79,000, there's going to be $48,500 that my partner and I are going to split. Now, here's the thing, I got a lender there that I got to clear, right? So at the close of escrow, you get a wrap buyer to come in and give you money down. Boom. So since I used the lender, I'll just keep the money down to me right now. That's going to come once we close. 15 grand, I split that 75 with my partner on it. Now it could take you can sell it within the first month if it's performing already. You can sell the note just as fast as you find an end buyer. If you find a note buyer, you can sell the note in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 120 days, as fast as you find a note buyer. Well, the note buyer then paid us the remaining 33,500. We take the 33,500 and then we go and pay off our lender 23,600, and we're left with 9,900. So there's 9,900, and we made the 15,000. 24,900. So we make 24,900 on the small deal when there was 48,500 there, and we used the lender. My mistake was my partner. I'm doing all the legwork, and I don't want him to take his time because he's busy. I don't want him to come do any of the work. So I wanted to learn how to do everything behind the scenes because I really wanted to know how to do the next steps after actually knowing you got a deal. And so it's not like he came in and helped me out, really. I had like 5 or 6 deals that I was doing the TC work and all this. And if I would have realized that, hey, could I have found the end buyer for the wrap within these 30th days, and if I did, could he have been the one to pay the majority of the 17,500 that I needed? The answer is yes. So if I would have just got the lender, and if I would have just got a homeowner to at the right time to go in there at the close of escrow and paid $15,000 down, I only owed $2,500. And so at this point, you think if I only owed $2,500, I could have saved $15,000, and my partner and I could have really netted $39,900. And let's just say we do that from close of escrow till selling the note, 90 days, 3 months. To me, it sounds like a no-brainer. To me, I found an opportunity how to exit a lender because now on a wrap, I don't own it, so I can't refinance it or pull a home equity line of credit because I don't own it. But in this scenario, the strategy I just showed you, you were now able to exit your lender. Yeah, it's more like a fix and flip. You're in and out. You made a chunk of change. You're not the investor on it. You don't gain appreciation, depreciation. It was like almost to me doing a fix and flip behind the scenes. And that's my main strategy now. That's what I look to do. One of those a week. So I want to get one a week with intentions of exiting the wrap with selling the note. And then one a week I want to buy and hold the note or hold for a short-term rental. And yeah, that's kind of the strategy that I enjoy. And I just wanted to bring that out there and show you guys how I input a lender in there, how I factored out how to pay the lender back out in this. We ended up just deciding that we're paying them we gave a 6-month window, no prepayment penalty on there. So a 6-month window to be in and out, and that we just pay you on the back end of the deal instead of making a payment because I wasn't cash flowing, right? So we did it like that. And this is where we are. We're closing on Monday. And just wanted to bring that up to you guys and see if you guys have any questions, or we could open up to, I guess, the Q&A right now.
So how much is the note buyer cash flowing when he buys that? Is it still the same $200 spread?
Not anymore, because he then cleared out the actual lender. So you can imagine if you, in your amortized schedule calculator, if you put in 10.5% on 125,000, let's say now that he owns it, we can give them 10, 20 years to pay it off to a homestead buyer. That's reality what they would need to be able to clear you out. They would need a real mortgage on it. And imagine that 10.5% interest over 10, 20 years. That guy is making a killer. That lender is making a killer. He picks up 12.5 on the beginning on the equity, right? 5, we give him a discount, picks that up, but then he's making 10.5% at $1,100 a month on that thing. He's winning hardcore. I would do that. I'd honestly, I'd become a no buyer if people would tell me deals like this. I'm like, dude, that's a no brainer. The only thing is you're using all cash. Same thing, I can use somebody else's cash and do it. But that's a cool thing about this strategy. I know a lot of people probably don't know about that. And so if you have some questions, anything I can touch up on or clarify, you guys let me know. You guys don't get as excited as I do, huh? I don't hear anybody.
Oh, yo, my bad. I got up on you kind of late. You're kind of explaining to me like a few weeks back about that rap stuff. I didn't really catch too much of what you were saying right now, but I mean, it kind of, I want it to make more sense to me, bro. I really do. It's just got to get more in depth with it, you know? You just make it sound, it just comes out easy to you.
Yeah, I gotta do more studying before I can wrap my head around that too.
Hey, I'm putting you guys
Yeah,
on
I
game.
heard a lot of
You guys on
percentages
game.
and numbers
You guys
and
know what's
shit.
up.
I'm like, damn.
Just know what I just
Hell yeah, brother.
taught you guys
Shit.
right now and how I broke it down. If you guys just watch the videos and execute, dude, you guys will be further than a lot of people I know in sub. Well, anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, dude, that strategy sounds crazy as fuck, dude. That's like if you can get that type of shit on lock, I mean, like you said, that's just wild, you know? That's crazy.
What do you think? Like a lot of people want a wholesale too, right? And they just want to get a wholesale check. Didn't it seem like within like a month or two, I made wholesale checks, the money down in 30 days, we made 75 a piece. That's like a wholesale check, right? Let's say in 30 days on the same property, after I already got paid one time, I get paid again.
Yeah.
24 grand, get to split that. That's pretty cool, right? Same thing. So like you can do that with these deals if you start looking at it as an end buyer. The deal, you know this, that you can pay yourself on a lender. But there's sometimes somebody else brings you a deal, right? And you got to pay them. Well, I paid myself on one of my deals from a lender, paid myself a commission up front on the lender on my Airbnb deal. You guys can do that too, but
So you're saying you paid out your lender with the equity of the property you guys, is that what you're saying, or with the down payment, or how'd you do that? Or what was that?
like a lender can pay you your own commission on the deal. You just gotta structure it, right? Let's say, if somebody brings you a sub 2 deal to buy from them, you still owe them a wholesale fee, don't you? Right? You owe them a wholesale fee, right? So in a scenario when there's no wholesaler, can you still put a wholesale fee in there? Absolutely can. Pay yourself. Have you ever heard too that people
You just
can
gotta
also
structure.
well, no, because a lender isn't gonna ask you, like, they can sometimes, they don't, it's not always that they're like heavily invested to the deal where they're like, let me see your cost sheet for everything. I break down with approximate numbers, but in the deal, they're not gonna ask you who is the fee going to. They already understand that you got to pay a commission or an assignment fee to a wholesaler or to another sub 2 student or any other investor, that's just assigning the deal. So it's not like the lender's gonna be like, who is the assignment going to? The lender is just like, okay, how much money do you need? They look at the deal. Damn, that deal is a good deal. For sure, I'm gonna get my money back. So what's my return? Cool, I can give you that money because your deal makes sense. I know you're gonna be able to cash flow. Here's your money. Boom. They're not really too worried either. That we overanalyze in our head. They're not too worried either. They want to fund the deal. They want to make a return. They want to repeat it. Same thing. But you guys can pay yourself, is what I'm saying. I'm just trying to put you guys on game. Let you know that what shifted for me in my head was when I was a wholesaler. Got into sub 2, still a wholesaler, learning how to do creative financing, but only try to wholesale it. And I decided, fuck it, I'm gonna look at it as the end buyer. And then I bought 4 homes, and then I bought 2 this month, and I want to buy like 6 more this month. I want to buy like 10 next month, and just keep going from there. I don't see why you guys don't see it that way. I think it's super easy now. I put myself in a position to do that. I think you guys have that same opportunity, but I think that you guys just make sure you need to educate yourself. Put yourself around somebody who's going to explain something like this, and then the light bulbs turn on.
Oh yeah, I agree, bro. I totally agree. I mean, I feel like I should have like locking up 3 or 4 properties too and shit. I just need to wrap my head around, getting the numbers right and actually know that I'm looking at a deal and, just being more confident with myself and with the knowledge that I have and what I could bring to the table, because that what's actually fucking attacking and actually getting some properties locked up creatively or however I can, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. That's just the strategy, right? That had nothing to do with closing or role playing or being on the phone. First off, what allows you to get into areas to actually strategize is you having an opportunity to put a strategy to the table. So some of you guys are like, damn, I want to do that. I want to learn that. You have put yourself in a position, get out there, get real leads. I know you guys are all trying. Everybody's going to try. I'm saying find leads. Get down. Let me do that. Find a lead. That's why you want to be good on the phone. That's why I tell a lot of people, look, you guys can get comfortable all you want. You guys can get over the fear of not being scared on the fucking phone anymore. At least you can try to hide that by still making calls. What happens is when you don't truly get over those little fears and you don't truly practice, you're going to stay at the same level, the entry level, the beginner stage, the rookie stage. Though you're going to take every call, you're open and you might be down for every call. But the thing is, you're forgetting to see is a doctor didn't become a doctor from staying in that fucking first semester class. And you can never get better either doing it. And an NFL player had to go through high school to college to the big leagues and had to practice. And if you think that you're going to go to the NFL while you're exiting high school to get in college and you play 1 week and you think that's all you need to get to the big leagues, people don't see it that way. They don't put an analogy to the table like that. They think that I go to the gym one time and I can go the next time and still lift like very heavy. It's not like that. You want to be able to put yourself in a position to get on a lot of calls. And if you can't get on a lot of role play, be the one participating in the role play. Because if you go and sit, which I know a lot of you guys are probably busy or behind the scenes you're working, but if you're sitting there and you're allowing your fear to fucking hold you back, how good can you really get? It's as good as reading a book and never acting out the book. That's what a lot of people do. I hear a lot of people, oh, I read that book too. That's so awesome. What did the book help you with your life? Oh, you know what? I haven't used anything. Oh, okay. Same thing right here. If you guys don't practice, you guys really deserve to get stuck on all your calls. You guys really deserve not to even not to notice a real opportunity. And the crazy thing is a lot of wholesalers and sub 2 students and any other student out there that does that doesn't want to practice in this game right now where we're downshifting, you guys are going to lose to somebody like me. You guys are gonna lose those opportunities when you follow back up and it's sold. You're gonna see my face all over that deal for the fact that I decided to put in a little bit more work. And I'm just trying to put you guys on game. Not scaring you guys, nothing like that. I'm here to coach you guys, walk you through it. You guys should literally be fucking bugging me, or at least speaking up more, or jumping in here. Don't be fucking nervous because, oh, Carlos sounds good. That's cool. That's fine and all. I put myself in a position to earn this. I want to see you guys do well, and I want to see you guys participate. This is the place for you guys to participate, because when you do fall, we're here to catch you. You got to think to yourself, can I be great at something when I start at something? You realize you really can't. This is the place right here where we practice, guys.
Yes, sir. I was watching some dude talk with Brent Daniels. I forgot, maybe like a week ago, and he was talking about there's a lot of us out here that like do things just to feel good and shit. Like you'll watch videos, YouTube, just to feel good to get to the day and shit. Not really productive. Not really.
Can you guys able to hear him?
Not really close deals. Not.
Anthony, we can't hear you. Anthony.
Now?
No, it's the signal. It's just pretty bad on your end. Nah, we can't.
But yeah, dude, I agree with you. Like I'm definitely more comfortable on the phone now, but you know, I feel like I still have the analysis paralysis, and I don't put the work into like, you know, become better at closing and all that stuff. So yeah, I don't put in as much practice as I should be. So yeah, I mean, happy to be hopping on with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for joining, man.
Hey, Carlos, I got a question for you, brother.
What's up, bro?
I got this property by my house because I've been, you know, cold calling in the afternoons, and then on my time off, I drive for dollars. I was driving around my neighborhood the other day. I saw this pretty beat up property. It was all boarded up, and you know, I I gave it to George. I don't know if you remember. I work with George.
Yeah, I remember. We worked together.
Yeah, Edith skip traced the address for me and everything. I tried to call them. I didn't get any answers. They were only able to come up with one number, but I did go on Zillow and Redfin, a couple other websites, and I did see that it's on pre-foreclosure. So I tried to hop on to truepeople.com, and you know, just like there's like 60 people that come up for that address. Is there like a better way that I can maybe track this guy down, you know, other than, you know, obviously, I mean, there's no one there. It's all boarded up. So it's pointless for me to actually go there physically and try to knock on the door.
Yeah, so there are websites like Batch Skip Trace, Batch Leads, PropStream. I think Privy does it. Does anybody else have any other like skip tracing? Not skip tracing, I guess, like lead sourcing or lead generation. What do you call it? Like Batch Leads, PropStream. Is there anything else out there? You guys don't want to speak up, put the mic. Maybe you guys can put it in the chat.
Yeah, I mean, so batch skip tracing is a really good one. Also, kind people search, fast people search, and then when there's a lot of numbers on it, and you want to, you know, not have to pay for the amount of leads that you need to skip trace, just try to call the numbers that make sense, that are related to the homeowner, and or you know, just try to go that way. I still to this day use True People Search all the way until I get in touch with either the agent, homeowner, or investor.
Gotcha.
List Michael Fisher said list sources one, and Flipsters one. Isn't that Jerry Norton's Flipsters? I love Jerry Norton.
Yeah, that's Jerry Norton's.
He's a cool guy. Real cool guy.
Jerry Norton's a flipping genius.
Yeah, he is, bro. Pace bought his mansion on fucking seller finance. Pace bought his last two homes, I think, from Jerry Norton on seller finance.
No, he didn't get the Montana home.
No, he didn't. But the mansion was Jerry Norton's, though, right?
Yeah, the one that he stays in now.
Bro, that's a baller home, dude. So baller. like 11,000 square feet or something. It's massive.
Fucking $3 million purchase, but he wrapped a consultant $1 million fee on the back end of that bitch.
Yeah, for tax purposes, yeah. He's genius, bro. I love his team, bro. Anybody who closes the deal gets your ass in sub 2, bro. No brainer. I learned a lot when I learned from being my own hustler and stuff, but I put myself in proximity with like top-notch sub 2 students and learned as well. We strategize. And then the light bulbs go on. When I bring a deal and I hear them, I sit and they're like, oh, they start to brainstorm out loud or maybe do stuff like how I was breaking it down and I pick it up and I'm like, oh shit, we could do that. Oh, that's what gets me even stronger on the phone. Just, oh shit, I'm more confident. I understand more and I can see more. Like when I can use cash and do fix and flips confidently, like when I decide to start learning it, because whatever I put my mind to, I'll learn quickly. But whenever I do that, it's game over. Like I don't know how to underwrite the best yet, using all the calculators and doing all that stuff. I do all my negotiation with approximate numbers. A lot of people, I think yesterday we were talking about like, hey Carlos, how do you do your numbers or set up your amortized schedules? I'm like, I don't do all that. I talk to the negotiation and just basically let them know the basics, like how I make money. Like you just need to let me cash flow. So instead of you trying to build a term right away, try to pull the term out of them. And then when they're like, well, what can you pay me? But what can you afford knowing that we can rent this out $1,500 a month and I just need a cash flow? Remember, if I don't cash flow, I can't pay you that high. Makes no sense to me. Oh, okay. Instead of you then pulling a 30-year term and finding out it might be $1,100, what if this person was willing to say $700 is cool with me? Now you then shoot yourself in the foot. That's why I never like to give cash offers first, or even I don't like to give any offer first until I can try to get it out of them. Anyways, let's get into a role play. Does anybody have any other questions? I know I just rolled in right now, but does anybody have any other questions on maybe the rap or any just generic questions?
The opportunity to do that rap. How did you get that? How'd you
Say it
go
again.
about-
Say it again.
where did you find that opportunity to do that rap? Where did it come from?
Oh, so from the powerhouse, from me being a closer and just bringing the value, it's deal flow. You guys understand me putting myself out here every day and you guys, oh, he sounds pretty confident and oh, he's pretty good on the phone and oh, he's closing some deals or whatnot. Maybe you guys have a little bit of confidence in me and like slide me your deal when you need help. And that's kind of how I did all my deals. I've bought I got 7 homes, all from other people, paid them all a fee, or I locked them up personally, like through one person is my mentor now, Brad
Like a
Young.
JV then type of thing?
What up?
Like a JV?
Yeah, like a JV, like you bring me a lead. And at first I was wholesaling. So I split the first 4 wholesales I did. And from wholesaling, I thought every time I split with somebody, I was making like 9 or 10 grand. And that was enough for like a mentorship. So I opened up the powerhouse and I thought instead of like feeding a man a fish for the day, like you passing me a lead and me walking away, closing it and bringing back your piece, you'll never know my piece. You only know your piece. And so I wanted to bring my own value. When I got into sub 2, I didn't learn how to do what I'm doing right now. What I did was I saw Pace be a really good closer on a lot of his Zooms and have leverage, massive deal flow because of that. So what I went and did for the first few months, a lot of you guys seen the powerhouse for a while now, that's what I was doing. And through time, as I had more time, I started making a little bit of money or a little bit of traction. I started bringing more value. Now I'm consistently doing it 5 days a week. Now I actually know a lot more shit than I did 3 months ago when I opened up the powerhouse. But I built a community, and then I learned fucking last month and the month before, I actually had to take down homes like sub 2, seller finance, novation agreement, hybrids. I understood pitching it and overcoming it. That was that. Now that I've done this and I do it 5 days a week, it's not only to keep me sharp, but it's truly to help you guys out. I actually have enough deal flow every day where I don't need to practice anymore because every day I'm practicing basically. I do it because I truly want to help you guys get to that next fucking level, and you guys should literally be taking base and everything. And another thing that happens besides bringing that much value into the marketplace is now unlimited deal flow. That's why I'm getting on. You're sub 2, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yep.
Are you coming on to the? I thought I was going to invite the powerhouse to this live Zoom that I'm getting interviewed on tomorrow, but they said it was only sub 2 students. So tomorrow at 2:00 Pacific time, go and jump into the events, and I'm going to be talking about how I created my whole business for free. and how I leveraged myself is what basically going to be Q&A with me. And they're going to talk about how I started performing 6.5 months ago when I got into this business, and from shifting my mind from a wholesaler, even learning creative financing, to being an end buyer, learning to pay yourself by the lender, pay yourself by a wrap down, almost getting yourself the same if you were trying to get a wholesale fee. You just open your mind to more, put yourself in proximity. And on top of that, the big thing was I built the powerhouse, and that gave me the deal flow. And that's basically what they're going to be Q&A on me tomorrow, but you can come check it out.
Yes, sir. And that deal you did with the wrap, that was amazing. That's some good stuff. That was awesome.
Yeah, my mentor would have probably hit me over the head if he knew that I just gave away his strategies like that. But I love you guys too. I'll deal with that guy. Yeah, he's a cool cat. But I have 5 deals with him right now.
Yeah.
Our goal is to have 5 alone each month, just him and I. I have deals with other people that are on this Zoom right here too. Eventually, I'm gonna close a deal with all you guys. We're gonna all make money, walking through some of the things you guys don't know.
I believe it.
Yeah, let's do it.
So you don't do any paid marketing? Everything's free from Deal Flow?
Since I got in the business, yeah, I never did. I mean, there were a time I did pay when I was like getting my CRM, right? I'm like, oh, get the CRM, get the lead, get all this paid for. I didn't pay for VAs or anything, paid for a call system, all that, never used it. Because the reason why that came into my head, a lot of people in sub 2, they know this thing called the Lanza method. And a lot of people thought that I got this from watching the videos from the Lanza method. What happened was I used to be a car salesman, and if you can close deals, people want to JV with you. We call a JV in the car business called a turn. So like Ben was in the car business. We used to work at Ford together. I needed some help, or maybe I couldn't close it. He can close it. I take a turn to Ben. And I like that. Sometimes walking into an environment knowing there's deals right there. Well, my buddy Omar Lopez, he introduced me to wholesaling, what real estate was. And I decided to shift into that this year. And coincidence, he calls me the day after I put in my head, hey, I want to get into wholesaling, which was probably like, I don't know, January 14th or 15th or 16th. Because I think on the 18th or the 17th is the first day I started doing this. He hits me up, says, come over here, get into this business. I said, I'm down. He goes, yeah, I got like 5 VAs. We've got some leads. We met at a seminar, so he knew that we're both entrepreneur spirits. He goes, come work with me, watch the CRM, look at like how to negotiate a little bit, or look at real estate, because you know that I can close. Look at like how it works in the real estate game, and just take what you need and learn how the contracts work. And whenever you're ready, fly on your own. I gave you 20% of the business that you close as acquisitions manager. I said, cool. I come that first day on Monday, go to his house. He gives me a lead. I'm seasoned on the phones. I've been in a couple sales positions. At this time, I'm a little bit more mature. I read, I study. I've done Grant Cardone University phone sales. I've just felt like I wanted to be good at sales, and so I prepared myself. Coming to this business, and first phone call, close a deal. The only part where I needed his help was I didn't know how to do like the numbers, like 70% of ARV type of thing, right? Didn't know that. So as I'm negotiating this whole deal, I've done negotiations several times. I honestly think car business is 10 times harder than this is. It's way easier. You get people in your face that are way worse. So this is not too hard for me. So I'm negotiating this deal. Omar's like, hey, do you know how to give the number? I said, I put on me. I'm like, nah, give me the number. He gives me the number. I hit it. We go back and forth a little bit. We close the deal. We net him like $40-something thousand. I make like $9,500. Second week, I close a deal and I add a free at that time, 1 whole week after that was all. I started to learn all the questions, everything I needed. I started to get used to it. I closed this deal in Idlewild, California. I negotiated the piece of land next to it in there for free. We netted like $50-something thousand. I'm in the 2 deals that we closed, I netted his business like $100,000, and I made like 19,500. It was like he made like 99,000 something, and that's all I needed to know. This is going to be a piece of cake when you have a deal on the phone. It's going to be a piece of cake for me, at least, because I'm already at that level where I can close, right? So all it is get good at the closing, if that's what you want to do. So what I did from there was that following week was getting closer to the end of January. And I think it was like the 30th, and a video comes up of Pace Morby on YouTube. Never heard of him, never seen him before. Didn't even know what creative financing was until then. I knew what seller finance was because of Omar, but I still wasn't open to the whole thing.
I was right there.
Yeah.
And I remember that.
Yeah, Johan remembers. Joe and I, we grew up too. We used to play sports together in high school, and I remember calling Johan, "I'm in the business. Watch me crush this shit. I'm coming up." And 6 months later, I'm getting some traction, you know. But what I did was, I liked that feeling coming into somewhere and there was deals. So I knew this because I was a salesman and a business person. I knew that car business or any business use a lot of advertisement. They spend a lot, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month on advertising. So I can imagine, okay, well, first off, people need to know who I am because I'm sure that I can close at a level that a lot of people can't. And I close for a lot of people who make a lot of money now. They just don't like to close and they don't have to. So you don't have to be good, or you just don't want to do it, you know, whatever it is. But I posted that on like 100 Facebook groups about wholesaling for about a month. So in February happened, I was working on my own now, opening up my LLCs. I was with Pace and them, didn't watch the videos, just started watching him, like how everybody was giving him deals, started watching our Zooms, understanding it. And I repeated the action of copying and pasting. Hey guys, my name is Carlos. I closed 2 deals in the first 2 weeks. I'm like a month in, netted this much money, send me your leads. Closed 2 more deals, 2 more TTP students. They came out on podcast. I closed their deals and we make some money. And that's when I'm like, dude, let me open this powerhouse. Let me bring this value. Let me do all that. Started doing that. And then how I just explained the other whole story. But that's kind of how it got me into it and how I started getting all the deal flows because of that. I like that. And I came in and had already a deal there. I wanted that for everything. And now I'm blessed because I wake up every day to loads of messages, to the part where it's a little overwhelming. I know I drop the ball from time to time. But now I wake up and I'm like, cool. All I do is I feel like a desk manager at the car business where I just literally have all these salesmen around me, you guys, and I get to look at deals and analyze to buy it, boom, throw it in the portfolio now. Or, all right, cool, just tag me in real quick for the part that you need a little bit of help in, which is something I do on a daily basis now. And so you just tag me in and now I'm exactly where I like to be, even if it's free. Everything was for free. What I'd like to do is once I start cash flowing, because I have the 7 properties, but I haven't seen a return on my investment just yet because I recently just got them. I'm not where I need to be cash flow either, financially wise either to automate myself yet. So that would be my goal next is with my cash flow, pour it back to my own business, fund 100% of my own business, and then still take on everybody else's business. I enjoy it now. This is where it becomes easy. This is, I think, where the game is. This is like where at first, the first 5 months when I was struggling and not really doing it as well, and it was hard, and I was studying behind the scenes and working hard, I feel like you get stuck in the dark and like it's hard to see the light out the outside of the tunnel. But I can tell you this, that when you do walk out of that dark tunnel and you walk into the light, you get surrounded by the light. And that's what it feels like now, where I'm like, oh shit. It feels like now it's unstoppable. It's like I can't stop getting deals now. And I think I can't imagine what it feels like to be like at Pace's level or anybody else on that web. That shit must be crazy busy for those guys.
Wild, bro. Wild.
Yeah. Anybody else? Or we can do a role play so I can get on and show you guys how I role play real quick.
Let's do it. I'll be the buyer.
You'll be the buyer?
Yeah.
Cool. Does anybody want to be a seller? Randy? All right, Randy. So I like to make it simple. For the Enrique, for you, you're just going to use an ARV of 300,000. You can keep the bed and bath count at 3.2 and square feet 1,500. And everybody else just stay on mute. You guys use your regular names, and whenever you're comfortable, ring type of thing.
Cool. I'm talking to Randy, right?
Yeah.
Ring.
Hello?
Hey, Randy.
Yeah, hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Eric. I just wanted to reach out real quick to see if you've thought about selling 123 Main Street.
I don't know, Eric. Who's Eric?
Yeah, so I'm a local investor here in the Austin area. Like I said, I just want to reach out, see if you thought about selling 123 Main Street.
An investor. You're a realtor.
I'm not a realtor. I'm an investor.
Oh, you are? Okay. 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 How can I help you?
Yeah, have you thought about selling 123 Main Street anytime soon?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. All right.
Okay, now are you needing to sell or am I just abrupting the world?
No, I definitely need to sell.
Okay, what's the reasoning behind it?
Well, the reason is that, I got this property I don't even need anymore. And I'm just done with it. I want to just wash my hands of it. It's been nothing but a pain the whole time since I had it. And they said, "Oh yeah, it's mailbox money," but you get to it and I've been nothing but lost money the whole time.
Right, right. They definitely make it sound easier than what it is, right?
Definitely.
Okay. Now, what's the occupation on the property?
It's vacant.
It's vacant. Okay. How long has it been vacant?
About 3 months now.
Cool. When's the last time you visited the property?
Yeah, it's been quite some time. It's like 200 miles away, so I don't go there very often.
Right, right. So if I asked you what the condition is, what its current condition is, you probably wouldn't know that.
Rough. It was pretty
Yeah.
rough last time I seen it, which was a year ago. It was pretty rough a year ago.
Okay. Have you gotten any offers on it? Any other calls from other investors?
Oh yeah, I'm getting a ton of calls, and these calls they go and no one's got no money.
Yeah. What are you looking to get for it?
Well, I ain't no punk, so I think about 300,000.
300,000. Okay. Well, have you thought about maybe listing it with a realtor?
A realtor. Oh yeah, that guy. No.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you're saying, I mean, it needs a lot of work, it's probably for somebody that's going to get like a FHA loan. I mean, they probably wouldn't even, give somebody the loan if it has a bunch of or if it needs a bunch of work to it, right?
Okay,
Could we
right.
could we
But
agree on that?
okay, so like you got an offer for me, or what are we doing here?
Yeah. So, I mean, so like on a scale of 1 to 10, like 10 being, HGTV ready and like 1 being unsuitable to live in, what do you think the property is?
I'd say it's about three,
About a 3.
three to
Okay.
five, 3 to 5, probably 3 to 5.
Right. Okay. Give me one. So I mean, what happens if, the property doesn't sell?
I don't even want to think about that because it's just more money. It's more money lost, and
Right.
I'm at my head.
Okay. And what's the square footage on this?
1,500.
Got it. Okay. So for a cash offer on a property like that, I'd probably have to be around, 120. I pay all closing costs. You don't have to worry about obviously any repairs or anything like that. And the only thing you would really have to take care of is just prorated taxes. And I can close in about 30 days.
30 days, but I have a mortgage.
Okay. I mean, what's your mortgage?
Oh, my mortgage is about 200.
Got it. So your mortgage is 200. What are you looking to net?
I'm looking to net 50,000.
50,000. Okay. So obviously a cash offer on this. I mean, if I need to be at 120 and your mortgage is 200, obviously that wouldn't make sense. What we could do here is, would you be willing to partner up on this? What I can do is, instead of just buying your property, I could bring my crew in. We can fix your property up, sell it, And all I would need to do is just get a return on the investment of what I make. And we can see if we can get you that 50,000 you're looking to get.
You can do that?
Yeah, of course we can do that.
I don't know. Is that legal?
It's 100% legal. I mean, everything is, filed through a title company, to attorneys. Obviously, I get insurance on my end.
Would I be able to buy another house?
Yeah, you'll be able to buy another house. I mean, it'll just take a couple months for me to just, fix it up, and then we'll sell it, list it with an agent, and it'll just take a couple months. I mean, how soon are you looking to buy a house?
Oh, well, I mean, I guess when that's done, so how long does that take though?
It depends. So we would have to take a look at the property, kind of get our crew in there and see exactly what kind of or updates we need to do to it, and then we can get an idea of how long it'll take.
And you're gonna do the work yourself, huh?
Correct. So really all you got to do is just bring, we pretty much just sign, form, whatever, saying that we're going to come in and fix the property on your behalf. So all you do is just sit back while we rehab your house. And then we pretty much just list it with an agent so it can sell and we can get the most out of your house. And all we need is the return on investment.
That's something else. Hey, I never heard anything like that before. I've been getting these calls all day, and I ain't heard nothing like this before. I mean, that's fantastic.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, I mean, yeah, it sounds great.
Awesome. Well, do you know if I can get like access to the property? If you have any pictures, just to get my crew in there and see if we can take a look at it, see how long it'll take to rehab, and then we can go from there.
Yeah, I got a buddy that lives over there, and I can have him open it up for you and what have you.
Awesome. Well, we can do that. If you can just shoot me over his number and I can get in contact with him. And then as soon as we walk through that house, I'll give you a call back and then we can go from there. How's that sound?
Sounds fantastic.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate your time, Randy. As soon as we walk through the house, like I said, we'll run our numbers and all that, and then we'll go from there.
All right, I'll be waiting for your call.
All right. Appreciate you.
All right. Take
Bye-bye.
care.
That was funny. I loved it. That was funny. Fucking Randy.
That's some solid acting right there, man. Oh shit. That's solid on both sides, man.
Yeah, it was good. And I've pitched Novation maybe like a handful of times. A lot of people really don't hear it on role play because like no one ever brings up that scenario really.
Yeah, it was
And
really
so
good.
I think that like the way it goes really is when it's not cash, creative finance, it goes cash, right? Everybody rather go cash and list it first. So creative financing is the last resort of things. And then Novation is the last resort of creative financing. And typically it happens like where the homeowner wants a certain amount of money that might be maybe 10, 20, 30 grand over the actual price that all other investors are at. And so at that point, where it doesn't make sense on your cash on cash, where you're not making your 10 or 12% minimum, you're only making like 8% after everything, that wouldn't be a deal to anybody. Novation is just basically partnering up with the homeowner and just coming in with your own funds, your crews, and you renovate the thing and you list it together with the realtor, sell it, you pay the commissions together, and then you pay off the homeowner the agreed price, and you take the excess. And even if it's going to be the same amount of money like the number wise, your cash on cash returns much higher when you do it this way, because you're not spending the purchase price and then the renovation. You're just spending the renovation cost. Now your cash on cash will skyrocket up there. But you guys did a good job, man. Good shit.
Appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Anybody else have any questions for them, or maybe any feedback?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how nervous did you feel?
Who, me? The buyer?
Enrique.
Yeah, so honestly, I was probably in the beginning, it was like a 9, but yeah, towards the middle of the call, it was already down like a 2.
You did well. I could tell too. I could pick it up a little bit, but you did well. You catch yourself. That's part of the game, is catch yourself when you make a little slip or fall. It's part of the
Right.
fucking game. You gotta be able to do that shit. That's okay. Good job, Enrique. Excited for you to start getting in here in the role playing. This is how you're gonna improve. This is how you're gonna make your little mistakes. Those little fears will eventually go away.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Now since it's well, I'm like Central Time, so now that it's at 5 Central Time to whatever time we go to, I'm able to get in here now. Before you moved it here, it was 3 p.m. my time, and I was at work, but now I'll probably be in here a little more often.
Gotcha. Yeah, I work with a lot of people on the East Coast, and a lot of my markets are out there. So I know a lot of people were asking me to shift it to a little bit later. So I said, okay, well, just do it closer to the end of my day.
Right.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, cool. So I'll go ahead and get an end buyer. And I just need a seller for me, and I'll do my thing.
Could be one if nobody else wants to.
Anybody have a scenario they had a little bit of problems with, or maybe something I can overcome, or Sam can be the seller? Just wanted to see if anybody wanted to participate.
Yeah, I don't have any kind of scenario. I was just gonna do a generic seller. If somebody else got something they've been hearing recently.
Well, do you guys deal with a lot of make me move sellers?
What do you mean?
Like they don't need to sell, but it's like make me move with an offer type of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of people actually do. Those aren't really leads, right? Like
Yeah.
that's why you kind of want to qualify people. Like the whole goal is to go through,
I-
hey, what's your reason selling? And you find out, oh, due to the market. So how I respond to that is, oh, okay, so I'm understanding is only because the market you would sell this. There's like really no other consideration or reason why. Yeah, got you. And then I just roll into, so if you were to like have an option to sell this, like to me in my business model, where I need a little bit of discount on the market, or would you just list this? I'd rather list it. Cool, man. You have a good day. Roll on. Don't spend too
Yeah,
much time
so-
on those things.
Not actual leads then. Okay.
Yeah, I get those a lot too, and I kind of just disqualify them as quick as possible.
Mhm. Yeah, don't let that be a reason why. Don't let somebody answering the phone and being like that's the reason why they want to sell. Don't let that in your mind like lead you to hope that that's a lead, because finally somebody answered the phone. Other thing, you got to keep rolling through them. You'll get opportunities when they finally answer, find out it's still some bullshit. So and sometimes it's hard to even practice because you're not getting much like answers, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Let's do this. I'll be end buyer. Sam, you can be seller. Everybody, you can just put yourself on mutes. And
Alright.
we'll do this. The ARV is 300,000. 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,500 square feet. Okay.
All right.
You can go with the flow. If you want me to do cash, we can. Or if you want me to do creative financing, that's however you decide to be a seller.
All right.
All right. Cool. Ring ring.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, Sam? It's Carlos. How you doing, man?
Hey, Carlos. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for Thanks for taking the call, man. I was just looking at this property. It's 123 ABC Street. And I just wanted to ask you if you ever considered selling it.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it recently.
Okay, I'm bringing it up right now, and I just wanted to ask what's got you considering. You said you thought about it. What's going on?
Yeah, I haven't listed it or anything, but I'm trying to move to Texas. And if I do that, I'll probably need to sell the property. I don't think I want to rent it out.
Gotcha. So it sounds like you're willing to sell and you want to sell because you want to move to Texas. Have you already found like a location that you want to move to out there?
No, I'm just gonna get an apartment.
Gotcha. So apartment will be like contingent to you selling this property?
Yeah, I don't think I'd have the monthly salary to afford the house and the apartment at the same time.
Gotcha. Yeah. So why are you going out there? What's got you going to Texas?
I got a family member that wants to start a development company and he wants me to go out there and work for him.
Nice, man. Are you excited about that?
Yeah, it's something I've been wanting to get into for a long time. So if it all happens, that'd be great. I don't know what to do with this property.
Got you. I mean, I got you on the phone right now. I might be able to brainstorm with you and see if I can help you out right there. So, like, if we were to come to agreements or something, what type of time frame do you need to sell this? It sounds like you kind of already made your decision. That's where you're headed. You know, you're going to get an apartment. What type of time frame, if we were to come to an agreement today, type of thing? How long do you need to comfortably move?
Like 3 to 6 months, preferably.
Oh, okay. So would it be better for me to like follow up with you in like 3 to 6 months when it's closer to selling it, or what do you think?
I mean, I could probably go ahead and sell it now if I'm able to. I can move there a little bit early. I assumed it would take me, 3 to 6 months to sell this property. That's why I'll say that. But if, somebody wanted to buy it today, I'd consider it.
Okay, and let's say that if I were to buy today, like somehow, some way, I was able to come to a number that you agreed to and made you feel good, would that be, shortening down those 2 or 3 months down to like a month, or what would you
Yeah,
say?
I don't see why not.
Okay, gotcha. And so this is your primary residence. You don't have a secondary at the moment.
Right.
Okay. And so let me ask you this, what's the condition like of it right now, as far as like your kitchen and like the floors and the restrooms? Have you upgraded those in the last 3 years?
Yeah, actually, it's all pretty new construction within the last 3 years.
Okay. So is the home a brand new home that was built 3 years ago, or you just upgraded it 3 years ago?
I upgraded it.
Oh, nice, man. So this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom?
Right.
Okay, 1,500 square feet?
Yeah, roughly.
Okay, man. Okay, that's cool. So this is upgrade, doesn't need too much work. Looks like you're just looking to get out of here and go to Texas. What type of number are you looking to get for the home?
I don't know. I don't really know too much about it. I haven't talked to a realtor, but I was thinking, since I put some money into it, probably around 290.
Okay.
295, I think would be a good price.
Wow, okay, 290, 295. And where did you get those numbers from?
Houses around the neighborhood, I think, are, selling for that much. But I know it was kind of the peak of the market, and I'm on the back side of it. So, I do a little bit of real estate myself as well. I'm just trying to get it sold faster. That's why I'm not trying to ask, a premium price for it, because if I could get it sold now rather than trying to get a premium price, I'd be willing to come down a little bit, but I'm not too negotiable.
Got you. Yeah, so I love when I get to analyze deals that I can possibly purchase, but unfortunately I can't purchase everything. It's just the way it goes. Sometimes I can't always come to an agreement, or otherwise I'd buy everything, maybe be like a foolish investor. But from 290 to 295, you see, I do agree with you on the market price. It could be 300, a little bit more or less. I did see some in the neighborhood that recently sold, The only difference is when I'm looking at those photos and you're telling me yours was upgraded 3 years ago, there's just a 3-year gap of what the difference looks like in the cosmetic work. And at the same time, if it's worth 310, 320, as a cash investor, it just wouldn't make sense for me to make money if I need to upgrade just a little bit. Typically, I got to list it with the realtor and sell it, pay commissions, things like that. There, you see how there kind of really wouldn't be any cash flow or any profit for me to make.
Yeah, I could see that.
So like on a cash number, you know, I need to be a lot less. It really probably wouldn't be something you wanted, but it would be something where it would make sense for me to actually make a profit after paying out the fees and whatnot. I'd have to be closer to like 200 grand.
200.
Yeah, it doesn't need a crazy amount of work. It's basically upgraded as of 3 years ago, so nothing too crazy. But I still didn't make my minimum profit, pay out some people, realtors, and so I just got to be conservative in there.
So you're trying to rent it out?
Nah, I'd fix and flip it. Somebody else could rent it out.
Okay, you update it and sell it after you
Yep.
update it.
Yep.
I mean, I'm trying to sell it quickly, but I mean, is 200 really the best you can do?
Yeah. Cash. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I can let it go for that much.
How far from that number, just so I can see if it works for me?
I'd probably be, I mean, minimum just to walk away with it, with really no money is probably around 275.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't work for me either. I'll just let you know that I wouldn't be your cash buyer for this. I'm gonna actually rule myself out anything cash because I know that I can't come up even halfway to that number. So I'll let you know that, unfortunately, I can't buy this one cash. It doesn't rule me out from the deal completely, as I have other ways to purchase. Let me ask you this. Would you just rather list this and possibly get that number? I think you have a better chance if you just listed it with the realtor and you found a homestead buyer. It's going to actually move in there so they can pay that closer to market price. Would you just rather do that?
Yeah, I mean, it's an option. I just hate listing stuff because they got people in and out the house and you got to deal with sellers and their, concessions and showings. I also got to pay the realtor. I'd rather sell it cash if I could, if somebody was just gonna live in it themselves or, try to rent it out, but I'd rather not go the realtor route if possible.
Got you. Yeah, and that's the thing. They make you clean it up and they come unexpectedly or maybe announced, but a lot of times throughout the week just to show the home. So I get you. Well, you don't want to list it. I can't buy it cash. Let me see. Well, why don't you just turn this into an investment, man? Put a little bit of money into it, manage it, and rent it out. Make some money while you move.
I thought about it, man, but I don't really like rentals. I don't want to deal with the tenants. I'm going to be so busy at this new job. I'd rather not do that. I know people who rent houses and, it's always a headache. They're catching strokes left and right. So I'd rather just not deal with that.
Got you, man. Well, listen, you know how I brought up earlier that I couldn't buy cash, but it doesn't rule me out as a buyer.
Yeah.
Well, you see, I've been known to pay more than most cash investors, and I've been known to pay closer to the market price. And the way it works for me is if I can't buy it cash and make money on the front end, I just find other ways to make money. And how I find other ways is, okay, well, if you rent it out, right, there's a monthly check that comes in place. So if I can make money through the passive income, it's a way that I can spend more money. The thing is, you need to work with me. Would you sell me this property on terms?
I've never done that before. I really don't know what that's about. I know it's like, buying a car, but I don't know. I've never heard somebody buying a house on terms.
Yeah, sure. A lot of people actually sell everything on terms. Like you've probably sold gym equipment or clothes or I don't know, something that maybe costed you some money and you sold it to your friends or family on payments. That's exactly what this is. It's the same exact thing. Just the thing is it's a house. Same exact like process. You put it in title and escrow and what it is, it's just basically payments over time, kind of like how you make payments when you finance a car, kind of when you make payments to a mortgage, when you finance a house. It's like you would be turning into the bank, you're the lender, I'm the borrower. And at this point, you would just get like a monthly check to you, but not like a landlord where you'd have to go and change the toilets and, deal with tenants maybe who don't pay. You wouldn't be liable to any of that as you're the lender. Kind of like when you buy a car and you get it financed and you think that your name's on title, though maybe Capital One is the one that picked you up. Like you own the car, but there's a lender on it, right? And so you'd be like the lender right here, just like maybe Capital One is on the car. There's even a scenario where we even protect the homeowners in this, where let's say, worst case scenario, I get hit by a car like 5-6 months down the road after I'm making payments to you, or I don't know, I get picked up by aliens and I guess I can't perform on the mortgage. Well, we protect you by signing a performance mortgage deed, and it states that in that scenario, if I fail to perform, that the property will get deeded back into your name. That's like a worst case scenario thing, kind of like if you default on your car payment, there'd be someone come into your house to pick up your car, like the repo man. That's what happens when the lenders are in position on the property or on the car. And that's what you would be doing. So like if that question were to pop up, I've already prematurely answered it.
All right, but if I do that, I still need to go either most likely rent an apartment or buy another house, but that's still gonna be on my credit report. I'm not gonna be able to qualify for anything, right?
The qualified part is on your credit, but what you're saying is like, are you gonna have this debt to income ratio still? You're gonna, like, how are you gonna get a lender to give you money for the new home?
Right.
Right, it's a good question as well. And yeah, so how it works is we use a third-party servicing company. And what it is very inexpensive. It's like $20 a month. It tracks all the money that comes in and out of the property and leaves invoices to all the parties that are that are included in the property. So like a tenant, an example, makes the payment to me, and it really goes into this third-party servicing company, and it splits the money where it pays off you, pays me, and then it sends an invoice to both you and I. And that right there's a track record that you can use. And I believe it's on the first 3 months, you're going to get lifted up 70% of your debt to income ratio. I believe it's the first 3 months. And then the next 3 months will lift up the remaining 30%. But in that scenario, that track record from the third-party servicing company will actually be viable for you to use in that scenario to show your new lender. And it'll track that somebody else is responsible to this debt. And so it'll actually lift up your debt to income ratio.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you work with me on this basis if I were to buy this house and give you the number that, closer to what you're looking for, so it made some sense and I did this on payments?
Yeah, I mean, if you make your payments and my DTI is okay, so I could get something else, I don't see why not.
Cool, man. Well, do you have a mortgage still in place?
Yeah, I got a mortgage on it.
Okay, so how much do you owe on that?
Like I said, I think it's around 265. I think I'll have to double check, but I think it's around 265.
Oh, so 265 is your mortgage, so that's why you couldn't sell it for lower.
Right, because yeah, I'd have to pay to get rid of it.
Okay, maybe that was my fault. Should have asked you what was your mortgage, right? Foolish me. Wow.
So
What's your monthly payment on that 265, like the principal, interest, tax, and insurance?
I think I'm paying like 1,800, something like that.
Okay, so 1,800 all in. And what's like the market rent for, like the neighborhood homes right there?
I know a neighbor down the street was renting his house for like 2,400.
Okay, so 600 spread. All right, man. So like the way this works is, I believe we're at 275 or something, right, for your house. You wanted like 10 grand, make a little bit of profit after you have to pay off your loan.
Yeah, just for moving expenses, stuff like that.
All right, cool. So since this one's really more like existing debt, it's not really Like there's not a lot of equity that you're getting paid. So how this one could work is I could just clear you out the $10,000 of your equity at the close of escrow. And then I would now be responsible to pay, take over your existing debt. This is called subject to existing mortgage. And so now I'm responsible for the 265,000 and the $1,800 a month. I'll now be taking that over. And what I'll be doing is just finding the tenant, putting them in there, just cash flow. Just looking to buy and hold it now instead of fix and flip. Since I couldn't get the number I wanted on the cash, I'm not going to look like to rent it myself now.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have anything you could send me so I could look at that?
Yeah, absolutely. What I'll do is I'll draft up the documents already ready to go. So then if you, after you read it and you feel comfortable, you're ready to sign, you can sign it.
I'll take a look at it.
Cool, man. And then if you'd like, we can jump on another call and I can maybe answer some questions that you have or any other concerns on the paperwork.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right, cool, man. So what's your email?
SRG@gmail.com.
Cool. So Sam, I'll go ahead and send this over to you and I'll get with you in a little bit, okay?
Okay, sounds good. I'll take a look at it. Thank you, man.
Thanks, bro. Bye.
Later.
See. You guys have any questions for me? Any feedback? Josh, you got those little midgets in the background smoking, huh? Let's see.
Yeah, I'm at the hookah bar.
You got those little Oompa Loompas in the back smoking. All right, guys. So anybody have any questions for me? Any reasons why I do what I do or maybe act how I act? Pretty much just myself on the phone, how I am with you guys, right? You guys maybe have any questions or concerns for me? Maybe you guys can speak up, take yourself off mute. Let's get some questions answered. Let's go.
On the loan servicing, is it, so the first 3 months, is it 70% it removes off their DTI? And
Yeah.
then 100%, I thought it was like after a year, or is it?
The 11, the 9 months after makes a year, you know?
Oh, okay, got it.
But I was curious. I had one of my mentor was teaching me. I don't know if this is possible, but we're in a scenario where, like, what if they needed to move and buy a home like that next month? Well, we came up with like, well, what if we prepaid 3 months? So then those are 3 months payments. You get me? So what if we were able to prepay 3 months up front to already uplift 70% of your debt to income? I haven't gotten a certain answer yet, but because we didn't end up going through with the deal, but that was something we were going to start digging into because of that. And it makes me think maybe that's possible. What if you couldn't even pay up the whole year? Boom, there's enough money in the deal, or we get a discount or whatever, and we pay for all that up front. What if we can do that? That'd be cool. I don't know if it's possible, but I'm saying that would be cool.
Prepaid 3 months to the seller?
Yes, or yeah, but
To the mortgage?
thinking if it has to be tracked per month on the debt, on the actual third-party servicing company, if they just want to see, you know, from month to month, or if it wouldn't matter if we just prepaid the month. You get me? I don't know if it's actually like, hey, we want to actually see you go through 120 days or 90 days of payments instead of just 3 payments up front. Good question for me to figure out, though. Any other questions? Or feedback?
That was really good. I heard how you matched his tone of voice as he was going up and as he was going down. You kind of just played it by ear and just answered everything correctly.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I do mirror a lot of people when it becomes aggressive too. Other people hear me how, like, actually live, you'll see how I get. Like, I just mirror them. Not like I get like crazy, because in my head I already know that I'm not looking to create a deal. I'm just looking to find one. So when I hear people who start getting defensive, I start backing off, because I already know this is an argument, and I'm no longer in the car business where I'm here to force people to buy shit. I'm here to buy something off of them. Yeah, but yeah, I mirror people. Exactly that. Exactly. If they're faster to the point, the shit's quicker and faster. Boom, just dialed in. There's some people like that. I like people like that. Anybody else?
Yeah.
What's up, Mike?
When you found out that his mortgage was 265 and he wanted 275, would it be smart to go after taking over sub 2 and just cashing him out at 10 grand?
Yeah, because you can't put money down. I mean, typically you got to think about this. His house is brand new. I saw that shit already. So I mean, it's upgraded 3 years ago. That's ready to go. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if his house needed a lot of renovation, I would have offered like 150. It didn't, but probably could make a deal at 220. It's just turnkey ready. You just relist it. If I get it at 220, relist it for 260 or something. Boom, ready to go. Let's see. Who else? Thanks, Stacy. That was cool. She said, good job to you guys, Randy and Enrique as well. Any other questions? Feedback, guys? Anybody?
Hey, Carlos, what's going on? It's Dan. How's it going, man?
What's up, brother? How are you?
Hey, good, dude. Hey, quick question. Just go off a little tangent. Say, the seller negotiates something like, hey, I'll take like a 15-year note, but at those payments, like within the end of 15, like I'll take a balloon payment. Have you encountered a situation like that yet?
Where they want a balloon payment after 15 years?
Yeah, whatever X amount of years, and then how do you protect yourself to getting those funds just to make sure that you're protected?
Right. So you just kind of like want me to walk you through like what the next steps are, really?
Yeah, Billy. Yeah. Hey, Carlos. By the end of 15 years, I'll pay off the remaining balance. But for instance, say 15 years, something happens, and I'm like, sure, shit, I don't even have the money to pay up the remaining balance.
Yeah, that's fine. So typically you're given a term that you're going to have to balloon, because most people are not going to ride out 30 years. So you get 5 years, 7 years, 2 years, whatever it is. It's one of your exit strategies on the deal. There's a strategy you're going to do. You're going to pick it up sub 2 and then do long-term rental, or you're going to pick it up seller finance, do short-term rental, hybrid, and you're going to do a wrap or whatever it is. Give me 1 second. I need to answer the call real quick. Yeah. Well, I just need to do this one right here because welcome to the course. All right. Yo. Hello.
Yep. Yeah. You're on.
Can you catch me back up to speed? I apologize.
All good. So, say for instance, the counter offer with the
the
seller,
balloon
like,
part.
hey,
There we go. Sorry.
Yep.
Part. Yeah. So the balloon part, you just gotta think, okay, how are you gonna get out of this? You got 10 years, 15 years, 3 years. Typically your payment is got to be broken down into a longer term than the term you're given, so it makes sense in cash flow. And then you have a couple options by that time, right? You can just list it to sell it, and at that time too, right? You got 15 years. You're paying down the mortgage a lot, so you're paying down some of the money. You could either list it.
Okay.
You can pull a HELOC. You can cash out, refinance. You can sell the note. All of that. That's how you're going to get the funds to then clear out the remaining balance. Right now,
okay.
Yeah. So right now you have to think this. You really got to put on your hat like you're the end buyer. Like you lock up a deal and they're like, give me 2 years. Like, oh, they're giving you 3 years, but they're charging you right now. They're charging you market price. It'd be pretty foolish for you guys to do that right now on 2 to 3 to 4 years, because what's going on with the economy right now? We're shifting down, right? And so
exactly.
Do you really think that you're going to get appraised in 2 years the full amount of what it maxed out at 2 years prior, like which is this year, right? You think you're going to get appraised your house for the price you locked it up at? No. And now you're in a pickle. Now you got to figure out who's going to help you come in here and help you out and achieve this, right? And it's going to be hard for someone to come in and try to be like, damn, your loan is so high and the market for that is now low. So now, right now, you definitely have to make sure you're getting 5+ years on your shit.
Is there something specifically that you put on the document, say it doesn't appraise to X amount of money, then you won't owe a balloon or something?
100%. Yeah, you can put like, hey, if it doesn't appraise, if it doesn't appraise for the agreement price, then we automatically extend the term for 5 more years for the same amount.
All right.
In between that next term, though, the market would have gone up though, because every 10 years there's going to be a market going up and down, But
Yep, definitely.
you can even write it where like you're locking it up on seller finance, and you could even put it where like, and I don't want to make payments until the house is renovated and cash flow. Whatever it is, you can lock up deals like adding a little extra terms in the little additional term spot. There's a lot of cool shit you can add, bro. I've seen somebody lock up a deal where they locked up a deal. They had a distressed seller, and so they needed some help, and so these people were helping them. And they wanted me to help them structure this deal and create a finance, and they couldn't. I wasn't available at the time, so that they were like, "Damn, this person's distressed. I don't want somebody to call them up and lock it up." So these newbies taught me something. They're like, they're not super newbie, but they're fairly new compared to I am, and I'm fairly new. They're like, yeah. So what we did is we just put to be determined on everything: purchase price, everything, close of escrow agent, all that stuff to be determined, and we locked it up. And on the additional term, on the additional terms part, it just says homeowner has come to agreements that they are going to sell to, and then they put their LLC, and their LLC is an agreement that I'm going to buy the home from this seller. And I'm like, dude, that's smooth. That's smooth that you locked up that deal because they were distressed, not knowing what you can lock it up for. And we're still working on the deal. We're still working on it now. They were in a pretty deep pre-foreclosure. It's been like a month. We helped them get forbearance on one home, and the other one they lost it to auction. It's sad. It was sad. He was going through some real shit. But yeah, locked up that deal like that. That was super cool. Didn't know that. So some extra tips for you guys.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's anything, man. Creative finance. You guys, your light bulbs are gonna start turning on when you guys come in here and start getting Q&A. That's why I want people to ask questions so I can start, answering them. And you guys are like, oh wow, oh, that was pretty simple. I didn't know we can do that.
Yeah, of course. I appreciate that, bro.
No problem. Does anybody want to be an end buyer?
I'm garbage, but I'll do it if nobody else does.
You got it, Sam. You got it, man. It's all good. This is how we practice. This is how we learn.
Yeah, it's gonna be real quick.
All right, cool. Let's see. Somebody be a seller. All right, guys. 5 seconds. 4, 3. Somebody just be a seller. 2. Somebody please. 1. Half a second. 2.
I'll be the seller.
All right, cool. I'm gonna put myself on mute. And you guys, same thing. Just use the same numbers and original names. You guys are cool.
How do you pronounce your name?
Yeah, it's Eric.
Eric. Okay. Ring ring.
Hello.
Hey Eric, this is Sam. I was just calling you. I was calling about your property over there on 400 Topeka Street.
Okay.
I was calling to see if you ever considered selling that property there.
For the right price.
Okay. What's the right price for you?
Honestly, I don't know. I haven't really thought about selling, so I haven't really looked on Zillow or anything like that. What are you thinking?
You have any idea what your neighbors are selling the property for next to you?
Probably about 300, 400,000.
300 to 400. Is that something? Is that the price you're trying to get? Is 300 to 400 on that property there?
Possibly.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can consider it. What kind of condition is that property in?
So roof's about 8 years old. Doesn't need much cosmetics. I haven't done any updates to it, but
Well, updates, when was the year, what year was it built?
it's 1950.
Okay, so it probably needs a little bit of renovation.
I would say. I mean, it's still in fair condition. It's not like, like anything's falling apart. It just probably needs just updates.
Okay, so kitchen and bath. You said the roof is about 8 years old. What about the plumbing and electrical? How's that doing?
Yeah, that's all good.
When was the last time the HVAC was changed?
About 8 years as well.
8 years. Okay, what happened 8 years ago? Was that you that did the renovations on it and the upgrades?
Yeah, so I had a renter in there. Their lease was up, so I just went in there and kind of redone everything.
Okay, so is it still currently rented?
Right.
How much are you getting rent for?
About 1,200.
1,200 a month. Okay. And you said you haven't, I mean, you were kind of thinking about selling for the right price. I mean, besides getting the right price, is there any other reason you want to sell it?
No, I mean, it's giving me like 700 profit a month right now. I mean, if the price is right, I mean, I'll definitely sell it.
Yeah. What happens whenever you sell it?
What do you mean?
What are you doing with that money after you sell it?
Nothing really, just go in the bank, probably look for another property or something.
Okay. If you thought about selling it before, why haven't you listed it with a realtor?
Well, I'm not, I mean, like I said, I mean, you're calling me, so if, like I said, if you give me the right price, I'll sell it, but it's not something like, hey, I want to go list it with a realtor or anything like that.
Okay. Well, we can't buy every deal we look at, but in this scenario, maybe we can come to an agreement. Like what would your timeline be if you're trying to sell it?
I mean, and just at least give a couple 60 days just for the renters to get out and maybe find a place or something.
Okay, they have a lease in place, or is it month to month?
It's month to month.
Okay. Sounds good, but you're trying to get 300,000 to 400,000 for the property. I probably won't be your cash buyer. However, like I said, maybe we could come to an agreement. If I can get you that price that you're looking for, would you be willing to work with me on terms?
What do you mean by terms?
Terms is just basically another word for payments over time.
Oh yeah, I'm not looking for payments.
No, you want just a straight cash offer?
Right, yeah. Yeah, I don't even know how that would work or anything, so.
Yeah, so what happens if you don't sell the property?
I mean, I'll just keep renting it out.
Yeah. I mean, is it difficult to get renters in there? You said that lease was month to month, right? I mean, are they pretty good tenants?
Yeah, they're good. I mean, I could raise the rents. I have the ability to raise the rents, but they've been, keeping the property pretty good. So I haven't really, just being a good landlord.
Yeah, so you have good tenants, you're making money off of it, and you don't really need to sell.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't sound like I'd be your cash buyer, and if you're not willing to work on terms, you'd probably be better off just keeping the property.
All right.
Well, thanks for taking my call. Have a good one.
Yes, sir. You too.
Bye.
Hey, good shit, bro. That was fire. Liked it. That's what happens. You sometimes probably
Gotta
majority
just-
of times that's what happens.
Yeah, gotta disqualify.
Mhm. Yeah, so that was good. You started to put some other little stuff, put some little scenarios on the side for you to see. I saw you're reading them, and that's it. Remember the basics. just the basics. Just remember, always have a little pen and pad or sticky note on your laptop or on the back, whatever, on the wall, whatever it is that says motivation, timeline, condition, price, something that you can remember every time. I literally, every time, even when I wrote on the real one, I have 2 books that are all for live calls and role play. And this will be like one role play. It'll say motivation timeline right here. And I start writing and I repeat it. Oh, okay. So I'll start repeating back to you all these things you're saying to me so I can remember it. I can remember certain little things that I can use against them. Boom, boom. And overall, it's just gonna help you out. That's what I do. And as you started doing that, how I, instead of me writing it, becomes secondhand nature. You start to just ask the questions. You start to remember everything.
Yeah, like rote memory, like a server at a restaurant.
Good job, bro. Good job.
Thank you.
Anybody have any feedback for him?
One thing that I like that Pace says when somebody says like no to terms, he's like, okay, well, typically when somebody says no to terms, it's one, they either need the cash to go, you know, they got a wedding coming up or school for their kids, whatever, or 2, they don't understand it. Which one are you? And then now if they say like, oh, well, I mean, I don't understand it, then that's when you can go into like the explanation of it so they can at least understand it, and then they can decide whether they, you know, that's something they want to do or not. Or if they do need the cash, then obviously, you know, you'll know that it won't, or sub 2 won't be a good fit.
Yeah, it's true. I get a lot of people too that say that, and I just bring up, is it because you've just never heard of this? Is really why? Like, yeah, I'm just more uncomfortable. And I tell them, yeah, I totally understand because you've never heard of it. And then I just ask them, I just let them know too. Like, I'll bring up a story. I'll bring up a story all the time. I'll use his F-150 story or some shit, Case Morby's story, bring it up, and I'll sometimes like scenarios where they're not really willing, and I tell them this: I'm not here to change your mind. I just wanted you to be aware of what happens when you sell a home if you're not normally buying and selling homes. That if you're not planning to spend the money that you get from this, what will happen is you first give away a lot of money on the capital gain part, on the taxes. You throw away all this money, and then let's say you're going to use 10 or 20 grand, you still have another 100+ grand or whatever it is. You plan to just sit that in the bank. I don't even think that's probably the smartest thing to do at the moment, with you gaining what, like 0.9 or 1% interest in the bank, and inflation's at 10% and rising. You're actually losing money letting it sit there. This way it stays right there and you manage it, you keep more of it, it's secure. I didn't know if you were aware about that, and I just wanted to bring that up. And I'll get a lot of the times I bought the deal, my recent deals, was because I used that little line. I explained it. I didn't know if you were aware, but when you sell your home, you're not planning to use your money. This is what happens. And they're like, oh wow. A lot of my deals weren't actually super distressed. Only like one was. All the sub 2 deals, they weren't actually super distressed. You find out, you come across a lot of people that actually have money that fucking open up to, yeah, I'm down. Yeah, I'm down to do this. Oh yeah, you know what? I have like 4 other homes. I don't want to give away. Okay, if it's 500 grand and I'm paying $250,000, I think like capital gains is upwards to 37% depending on the market. And so you got to imagine, sometimes I tell them, like, you got to imagine if you're making just $100,000 profit off this, you're paying up to $37,000 you're giving away. You can imagine you're making 200 to 300. Then they're like, oh shit, I'm throwing away 100 grand. There's no reason to do that. I have a lot of other homes. I'm not in a rush. Might as well keep that 100 grand. But if you don't understand also how to explain a little bit of the benefits or bring it up, then you'll never know, you know, if you have an opportunity, or you can, they don't know questions to ask when this is new. They don't know what questions to ask about creative financing. So sometimes how I prematurely told you, Sam, remember how I said, oh, I'm just prematurely telling you? Because some people don't think about those extra things. And sometimes if you can kind of bring them up for them, it'll answer something that they're nervous about, but don't know how to ask.
Yep.
Any questions, guys?
I think you're on mute, Samuel, if you're talking.
Yeah, I was holding down my space bar. I don't know why I wasn't unmuting me. But to that point that you said, you know, kind of answer questions before they come up. I think that it's part of just the last 2 jobs I had was say what you gotta say and then shut up, like, don't say anymore, because you're gonna get yourself in trouble.
Yeah, you know, in the sales game, yeah, we're not in sales right now. We're buying, and this is different. You want to be very transparent with these people. Like, I 100% I agree. I was in a heavy sales game. The more you talk, the more you'd get looked at by your closer too. Your closer's telling you, "Shut the fuck up," by just looking at you. Same thing too. Like, what happens is you get a closer to come help you out, and you're, hey, I need some help. Can you get on the phone? And you're 3-weighing, and then you're jumping in to the fucking call while you're asking someone to close it for you is not the best thing to do either. I remember when I was young too, and I'd be in the car business, and my closer would come in, and I would jump into the, like, while he's explaining shit, and he'd look at me like, "Hey, motherfucker, you asked me to come over here. You're gonna ruin the shit because you're asking for a closer to help you out. And if you're gonna repeat some shit they said in the past, you're gonna bring a wall up. Let me do what I'm good at. I'll bring this shit to the end zone and shit." Same
Yeah.
thing, same exact thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. But if you guys don't have any questions, I gotta go and do a whole bunch of calls and some paperwork. Much love to everybody. Thank you guys for showing up. Want to see some more people participate. Love you guys. Hope you guys learned a lot
Appreciate
today.
you. Have a good day, boss.
Appreciate you, dog.
Peace out, guys.
Love you, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Carlos. Thank you.
Peace out.